Orleans Talk Network. It's today's hottest topics with an added flair. You get ready because the conversation will be hot and better yet, mobile. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app available on Android, iPhone, iPad, and you can listen to us on the web at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com. Write down our talk line at 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255. Interactive and worldwide. That's what we are. Join in on the real conversation and tell a friend about the New Orleans Talk Network.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Joe Lapinto, and you are watching the New Orleans Talk Network.
This is Congressman Cedric Richmond, and you're watching the New Orleans Talk Network.
Hi, this is Stan Schofield, and I'm inviting all of my KWK family and my family to watch Church Without Walls, 11 o'clock on Mondays, for the greatest and latest show around. Thank you.
Good morning. You are listening and you are watching Church Without Walls. We come to you every Monday morning, 11 to 12 Central Standard Time. Your host is Charles Stewart and Reverend Dr. Anthony Williams. We come to you every Monday morning, 11 to 12 Central Standard Time. We are Church Without Walls. We on the New Orleans Talk Network. We come your way every Monday morning. We want to let you know that we love you and we thank you for inviting us into your home, into your car, and wherever you may be. We delighted that you listen to us and watch us. We want to share with you what we learned during the course of the week and what we learned most of all in our church house and what we learned with our brothers and sisters, what we have shared. Today is a beautiful day, and we certainly glad that God let us be a part of the land and living. This week been an extraordinary week, and this week is a crying week for many of the Saint players. So many the Saint players are crying in their own tears this morning. I know many Saint fans are crying today, and those that are Saint fans, Dr. William and myself are praying for them. I know many of those are crying. They saying, Lord, what happened to our Saints? And they feel that the referee took it away from them. And, and you wonder, in life, is it fair? How can one man, a black and white striped suit, how could he take the game away from our Saints? But that is happening in life. They saying, how can one man that wear a black suit, sometime with a red tie, with a blue tie, Dr. Williams that stands 6'4", that travel around this country in Air Force One, that got over 800 people that is out of work, and family don't know how one man does these things, Dr. Williams. So our country is in turmoil. And it's strange, Dr. Williams, today is Dr. King's birthday. So many things is going on, so many things we don't understand. And today is Dr. King, it's not his birthday, but today is the day that we celebrate. This is a holiday We celebrate him today. This is a special day for him, and we celebrate him. And these discussions on the table today, the dreamer, and all the discussion on the table today is we seen what happened in the great city of New Orleans today. So many fans on every major station today is everybody is hurting today. In the city of New Orleans, who is they hurting every talk show. They want the NFL to overrule what happened. They said it was unfair. His life is fair. Like I said, Dr. King, who lost his life fighting for people, well, that's fair. So life go on today. Dr. King holiday today, and that we celebrate his life. They got many parades going on today. I had a little problem getting to the radio station today because of so many parades going on, and you got to be careful what street you go down, what highway that you go down, and so much going on, and today is a special day, and they honoring Dr. King, and on behalf of Church Without Wall, we give a special honor to the King family, and a special thanks for, we give special love to the King family for the sacrifice that their family gave to this country. Dr. William, would you like to have something to say to add on to that?
Before we get into it, we're going to take a quick break. Having a little network problem right now. We're going to take a quick break for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll be right back with you.
Are you looking for a home to live stream your next event? Give us a call here at Bethesda Community Event Center, the only place on a golf course that can host and broadcast live your wedding reception, your baby shower, business seminar, and any other special event. Give us a call at 504-708-9454 for more details.
New year, new show. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M. Lawson, and I'm coming back at you with the new year of Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. And this year, we're moving to Monday night with brand new exciting guests and engaging literary conversation. And we want our listening audience to be there with us because this is going to be a year you will not forget. Catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m., right here on the New Orleans Talk Network. And you can also reach us on the Meet the World Image Solutions Facebook page, the Meet the World Image Solutions YouTube page, and we're on Podbean, iTunes, and Google Play. So catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you there.
Happy Merry Mondays. It's your girl, Mary J. I want you to tune in with me to Real Talk with Mary J on New Orleans Talk Network every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Then follow me to blogtalkradio.com/Real Talk with Mary J at 10 p.m. It's going to be a Merry Monday every Monday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. You've just tuned into New Orleans Talk Network.
At this time, I have the honor to present to you the moral leader of our nation. I have the pleasure to present to you Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr.
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. Five score years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negro is still languished in the corners of American society and finds himself in exile in his own land. And so we've come here today to dramatize a shameful condition. In a sense, we've come to our nation's capital to cash a check. When the architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, they were signing a promissory note to which every American was to fall heir. This note was a promise that all men, yes, black men as well as white men, would be guaranteed the unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is obvious today that America has defaulted on this promissory note insofar as her citizens of color are concerned. Instead of honoring this sacred obligation, America has given the Negro people a bad check, a check which has come back marked insufficient funds.
That was the words of the late, great Dr. Martin Luther King. Years after his death, those words seem like it was yesterday. Are we living in a dream today? The topic today, let's talk about, are we living in a dream? Are we still dreaming? And before Dr. William comes with his comment, let me make a comment. Is that I believe that Uh, we and this and I might want to add this is that this is not the opinion of the New Orleans Talk Network. I must say this is my opinion because I don't want to get the station in no trouble. But I think that our people, if you notice, in every speech that I ever heard Dr. King, in all his speeches, he always stated that he said black man and white man, Jews and Gentile. That was in all of his speeches. He included everyone. But it seemed like, ain't a dream, Dr. Williams, the people that are in this country, in the United States, the people that is enjoying the dream, it don't seem like the African American community don't seem to be living the dream. My opinion. It seems like we still need a dream. Like today going on, you got parades going on everywhere. You see the African American pastor, preacher. They out partying, they excited, they happy. Yesterday they had, and yesterday and today they gonna have program. They got all kind of Martin Luther King program. They got preachers emulating Dr. King. Some of them sound almost like him. They got the parish, the parish elected officials give them all type of money to give parades, but they not giving them money to start business. They only give them money to give parades and they give them money to have banquets. They give them they pass out a few awards to give right back to the elected officials. And I don't see nothing happening that coordinate with Dr. King's dream. It's like we sleeping on the job, Dr. Williams.
Well, Dr. Martin Luther King dream, if you look at what he said, what he was saying, he said he had a dream. And he was trying to pass that dream on to individuals that they would gain from it. But when we look at what have happened is that we're not looking at the dream. We're not keeping the dream alive within the black community, if you want to say that. We realize that when Martin Luther King was speaking, he was not just speaking for the black man, but he was speaking for people of a lower class how to excel, how to become greater than they were. And in all of his speeches, basically when he spoke, he was spoken to people of a lower class, not white, not necessarily white collar workers, but people who would give others a chance to excel, to grow, and to develop in this business economy that we have right now. We're not focusing on the dream. We're only focusing on being a part of the dream. Just like you have a casting. When you have a casting, what they do is they have they'll put some people, maybe they'll give them $200, $300 a day just to be a part of the cast. They're not in the actual movie themselves. They're just a shadow of the movie. And we as a people, and not just focus it upon black folks, but focus on us as a people, we have lost focus on what the dream really is and how the dream can help us. We have lost focus on how to establish our own business. Okay, and I'm going to hold on. There's a caller on line one. Caller, can we listen to you right now?
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Harry Lucas calling in.
Good morning.
My friends Charlie, Deacon Charles, and Pastor William, and to the listeners. And I feel motivated to be able to share a part of King's dream. And as Pastor William was speaking about, we are dreaming, but a dream is just like anything else without a course of action. and bring that dream into reality, then this is why we experience and what we experience as a people, as a black man. And at the same time, what King demonstrated clearly that he picked up his cross. He bared his cross. And today, we don't bear our cross. We wait on others to bear our cross for us. And as a person that recognized the reality of slavery that exists then and still exists today in a more profound way, because psychologically we enslaved willfully, fall right into the power of that be. And at the same time, I would say that Dr. King is one of the most profound leader and natural person that I ever met, because he was just an ordinary man that was against injustice, like Jesus Christ was against injustice. And anybody that's against injustice always be a force to be reckoned with, and the power that be don't want this into play. And as Deacon Jones said, we got parades and marches and all that. That's just a symbolic effort to show that there's goodness, but goodness don't come without good wood and good follow. That dream, that vision King had was a good vision. It needed to be accomplished when we take time and follow that was left as a prescription, as a good lesson, as a people. And he didn't speak about just black. He spoke about universal changes for all.
Bring that home today.
Everybody includes everybody.
Bring that home today.
And that's all I want.
Brother Lucas, bring that home today for us.
Yeah. Bring it home today?
Yeah.
Right now, what we need to do is look inside ourselves and see the goodness and the glory that God has granted us as a people to be righteous among, and the only way we can really have real peace and justice and equality when we take and be responsible within ourselves. Do unto others as others would do unto you. That's all King was preaching. Be fair, be right, and righteousness can automatically come to you. And I hope all of us who are listening and experience this misery that we're going through, it's just a test to see what we made of. If we made of that type of substance that King said we should be about, then we have no problem in following on, and flourishing will be, prosperity would be, and everything that God intends would be and will be in time.
Where is the dream? Where is the dream now? Where is the dream
The dream,
now?
the dream is in our heart, but we got to learn how to bring it into action. No thing that will come into play without action. Action is
answer me one question.
That dream.
Answer me one question.
And a good application.
Whose dream are we living now?
We're supposed to be living our dream, but we living Satan's dream. Satan has got control. And as long as Satan controls us, we're going to stay divided, because a division among people of all color are going to keep the nation and the community separated.
But the dream that we're living right now, we're not living our dream. We don't really have a dream.
Even others.
We living other people's dream right now. And that's a bad situation to be in when you're living somebody else's dream, because you become a part of that dream and you have no dream of your own. My little daughter wanted to start a nail shop. And I told her, we sat down and we were talking, I told her the first thing you have to do is count the cost. And she said, well, Daddy, what you mean? What is it going to cost? How many customers are you going to have per day to make enough money to pay for renting the building until you're able to buy your building? And how many customers are you going to have to come into the shop? And how much are you going to charge them where you can make enough profit to support yourself on this business and everything else? And the biggest problem that many of us have is we don't count the cost before we start something, and then it fails. So we need to start looking at how to develop that business, how to mature that business, how to get that business to work for us rather than working against us. We don't want to start something and stop. Count the cost before you get started. Uh, we don't look at a lot of things that happen with us. The dream that Martin Luther King had was that every individual would have a dream that would mature so that it can prosper to become or be able to support them. We haven't, and we don't take time to train people to do that. You started talking about Satan. If we would take and get in our churches, say for instance, and have speakers to come out to tell our congregation how to form a business, how to work, how to make something develop for our people, then the churches could prosper and grow. You would have the minister ministering to them spiritually. You would have speakers coming out to minister to them physically to show them how to. You'd have a ministry for the whole individual. And so the question is that happening in our churches?
No.
Okay. If that's not happening in our churches, it needs to be happening in there. Okay. How can you pull a whole organization together, a 1,000,000-man march, right? So you've actually got a million people to go out there and march for an idea, but you haven't taken the time to teach them what to do after they come together, how to organize themselves, how to become a powerful nation together to work for the all instead of just the one. Where is our dream?
You know, let me say this. I think, number one, we place too much responsibility on the church. The church began at home. Home training is number one. That's the first form of education. And once an individual gets taught and fed proper morals and principles and values and ethics at home, he or she could assimilate into a body of believers. And that body of believers grow and push other concepts and ideas and dreams by work, by action. And the application of a collectivity, a force that's working in together for the benefit of all, go easy profit. Because we see evidence as every day. We see, in spite of our social condition, economic, and all kind of form of facts, we still are people with high, strong spirit. Our spirit, we rich in spirit. And because of our richness in spirit, you see something that King done. Very few people in our lifetime will see that type ocean, seas of people under unprecedented conditions. People from all walks of life, all status, all station was there. And then another brother came, Obama did similar or the same thing. So that let us know that there's good fertile in a dream. But a dream, just like anything else, without action and a concept to make that work, then it's something just in the air. It's wind, space occupied.
Not saying that the churches are totally responsible for what's going on, but what I am saying is that some of the pastors who are actually trying to get their people to become constructive.
Motivate.
They're trying to motivate them. Some of them are doing it. But what I'm saying is that if we can pull a 1,000,000-man march together, over a 1,000,000-man march together, why can't we take that 1,000,000-man and construct an organization that would be powerful enough to get some of the things that we want? But we're not. We're marching. We've got the Martin Luther King parade today. Okay, and you got everybody out there that's taking a part in it. Everybody's out there supporting. Some people are out there selling. Some people are out there just enjoying themselves, drinking and having a good time. But after the parade is over, what then?
Well, could I interject in the conversation? Number one, I think our structure is wrong. Number one, when we say the structure of church, number one, okay, most of our leaders, our pastors, is educated men. Most pastors very educated guys. Number one, the thing when we say church, our church. Okay, the church is the people. Mr. Luca, you said something that hit a nerve with me when you said church begin at home. Who is the church, Mr. Luca? We are the church. That building that you come to or we go to on Sunday, that is the church house. So when we go to that church house, we're supposed to be prepared. They got, let me see who that is. I think the name of the church is St. Paul, I think, with the pastor, I think Reverend Grant. He got a slogan, he's saying, the imperfect, I think the slogan is, the imperfect church for imperfect people. I mean, that the slogan saying for imperfect people, that is right, but when he said imperfect church, I mean, the imperfect is the people is imperfect, but he should, to me, it should say the church house is the imperfect. You know, like, to me, it should be the pastor should get together and say, we bringing the people down the wrong road when we saying our church, like a lot of pastors said, come to my church. They should be saying, come to my church house or come to my temple or come to my cathedral. I mean, a lot of women pastors that start in churches, to me, they don't use the word, they use the word cathedral. A lot of young pastors now, they're not using the word my church. They using the word cathedral. They using different words.
Well,
to me, they need to restructure that.
Basically, y'all.
We need to take a break, y'all, and we need to take a break. And after we take a break, we're gonna get back into this discussion. You are listening. You are watching Church Without Walls. You'd like to get in on the conversation. 1-563-999-1808. 1-563-999-1808. You are listening to Church Without Walls. Dr. Anthony Williams and Charles Stewart. We'll be back.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
Hi, I'm Prophetess Charlene Duforce.
And I'm Bishop Carol Duforce Sr.
And we're from Living Witnesses Ministries.
And we also have a program on the internet called Living by the Word Daily. And we're seen every Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon Central Time on the New Orleans Talk Network.
And we would like to invite you to tune in with us every Wednesday morning. Again, 11 to 12 noon Central Daylight Time. Please join us as we teach the Word of God. Thank you, and God bless.
God bless you.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
We are back. You are listening. You are watching Church Without Walls. We are in the studios of the New Orleans Talk Network. We come your way every Monday morning, 11 to 12 Central Standard Time. We are your host, Dr. Anthony William and Charles Stewart, and we have a special guest in the studio. Joining us is our good friend and contractor, Mr. Harry Lucas. He's a good friend of ours, and he stopped by the studio just to say hello to us. And we happy to have him in the studio with us. And we are talking about are we sleeping in the day? Are we living a dream? Are we just sleeping today? And right before the commercial, we were talking about, and we got so many conversations going on today, but we broke away before we took a break. We was talking about
we got a little bit off track.
We got a little bit off track of the subject, but Dr. William, we want to get back to.
Yeah, we need to focus on right now is that one of the things that we fail to focus upon as Afro American, if we can put it to that, we're still talking about other people, other races, how other races have come into the country and have successfully set themselves up as entrepreneur and have gravitated toward businesses, and those businesses are prospering. We see the Mexicans who've come over from Mexico have came over and started contractor business, have started, and they're successful in those things. Now they're getting their people to work for them for better salary or whatnot, and they are prospering. So as I was saying, we can put together a 1,000,000-man march, but in that 1,000,000-man march, I'm quite sure that there were rich black individuals who had the money to support that work that Martin Luther King was doing. Why couldn't some of the black rich people that has money come together and put together a supermarket, put together a bank, find out what the cost is, how to get investors to invest in those banks? Why can't we as a black people, that's the dream that Martin Luther King was talking about. You know, we walk around and talk about we're free, but if we're only free to work in the fields, if we're only free to be a laborer and never to be the owner of that business, are we free? We're only free to work for others. We have to get to a point where we are not just free to work for others, but we're free to form our own business, to form to become an entrepreneur within the society so that we can have what other folks have. But that dream has not taken root enough. A lady once told me one time, she said, Reverend Williams, she said, what is your dream? And I was telling her, she said, where is the dream? I said, it's in me. She said, well, it's in the earth. I said, what you mean it's in the earth? She said, let me explain it to you. She says, what were you formed from? I said, I was formed from the dust of the ground. You know, being a minister, I know how to put that in perspective. She said, yep. She said, but where's the gold? I said, well, the gold is in the earth. She said, where's the silver? I said, the silver is in the earth. She said, all of the other things that we do comes from the earth. Whatever you desire is in the earth. You got to know how to dig into the earth and get it out of there. And it didn't dawn on me until I got home and I was sitting down thinking about it. What she was basically telling me was that whatever you desire to have, whatever you desire to do is within you. And you've got to find a way to pull it out of you so that you can make it work for you. It's not going to mature on the inside of you because it's going to stay hidden in the earth. But once you pull it out of you and start using that knowledge that you have to get what you want, then it's going to develop. My wife once told me one time, she said, you believe that you can ask God for everything and he will give it to you, but there are some things that you haven't asked him for, and that's why he haven't given it to you. And, you know, you sit down and you think about some of these things. Women's are very constructive. They know how to put things together. They take their time and be precise about what things are going on, and they make those things happen. We as individuals have to start working toward getting some. You can sit down. I'll give you one. Bring it home today. You can start a nightclub today, and make that nightclub work. A bar on a street corner, and make it work. But you won't take and put that kids, for instance, kids have taken book sacks off of their back and put beepers on their back, on their belts, and started an organization where they're reaching out to people by the beepers and whatnot. Now they've got cell phone. They call a certain number and put a certain code on there, and you know that that person is calling you for whatever that person is calling. If they can construct that, they have the all on the inside of them to form a business. But we're not teaching our kids to form a business. When I was coming up, my father taught me how to read a ruler, how to cut bows to a certain side, how to do certain things. Showed me how to be a mechanic, to work on cars. He showed me a lot of stuff. We are not passing those trades back on to our kids so that they can develop and grow within that. Black businesses should be more prosperous in this country, or as prosperous as any other business in the country, but we're not putting that to use to make those things happen. So where is our dream now?
Okay, Dr. Williams, let's get to bases. Okay, let's start. Okay, let's use a day like the day, Dr. King Day. Mm-hmm. Okay, like day, okay, Martin Luther King. Okay, like the day, okay, tonight we know we're going to have a big banquet. They've been having this here for years at the Fokai, and they've been having that banquet for years. They gonna have all the politicians. Anybody want to run for office, they're gonna be at the head table over there tonight, and all of them gonna have something to say, and all of them will part up, make sure they cut a check to make sure that event happens. Now, why? If I had a hand in that, I would, Mr. Luke would say, this event been going on for years. Not one business been started from this event. Not one grocery store. Not
one bank.
One bank, nothing haven't started from there. All we do once a year, we have a parade. We have a banquet.
And that's it.
That's it. Okay. And we brag about the past president, the councilman, my son. I mean, it's time out for that. The old say is you keep on doing the same thing every year, you get the same results. I mean, like, when's somebody gonna say it's time out for this? I mean, how in the hell that right now, Mr. Luke, if you got $5,000, maybe 500, you go down there on the expressway and say, I want to get a new Nissan or a new car, they'll give it to you. Mm-hmm. But you say, I want to start a business, they ain't gonna give that to you. No money, but it's time for us to say, hey, we want to start some new business, that's the dream that Dr. Kane had.
But until we start living the dream itself, then we're going to always fall short.
Right.
We have to live, the dream is within you. You have a dream, you have a desire, and whatever your desire is, find a way to make that work for you so that you can benefit from it. The banquet, the parade, all of that's good in its retrospect. All of that's good in its respect for Dr. King.
Yeah.
But Dr. King was not. He told you don't tell him I got the Nobel Peace Prize and all. Right. Tell him I was a drum major for justice. Right. And that means that I was interested in trying to put my dream to work. He said his dream was that one day, little black and white children will be able to play together.
Yeah.
you've got some people. You got some of the Caucasian people who feel that some of the prejudices that's going on, even with our one that holds the highest office in the world. You got some people who I'm looking at a video this morning where this man was talking about how the president have become a racist, and the people are seeing that he's racist because people want him to be a racist because he's more of a racist towards people, and they see this in him. This is what I seen on the video that came over my iPhone this morning. Okay, but we got to put races on the side and try to bring people together as one.
Right.
The Bible talks about one body in Christ. It don't talk about the black man, the white man, the Chinese man, the Indian. It talks about one body in Christ. We have to become one body in Christ, one individual, one knowledge, one nation.
Hey, but Dr. Williams, here I want to get in because our time getting short. See this stuff, that racism stuff, that killer. You know what race is? That green dollar. That's the race now. See, like Dr. King, the Caucasian and other race, people, nationality, they make more money off Dr. King than African Americans do. They know how to use that, like Dr. King day to day. Who making money today?
The merchant.
Huh?
The merchant.
The merchant making money off of us, off of Dr. King day. To me, African American people, we the most. I don't want to say we the most ignorant people, but we the most. We like they. I don't know what they call us, crab in the bucket, what they call us, but I don't understand us. I really, Dr. Williams, I can't figure this out.
We as African American has to stop complaining about things that we say the white man's sugar is sweeter, his water is wetter. Yeah. You know, I mean, we have to. All
we want to do is march.
But let me say this.
All we want to do is march and second line, man. Yeah. We time out for that.
And listen, all we got a real problem that we got to deal with a real solution. First of all, you can't deal with a dream that's somebody else's dream that don't have the willpower to change and bring a dream about. A dream come about like the president today. He got a dream. Right. His vision is coming about, I want America to be like it used to be in the older days.
He got to figure out how he going to get it.
And he's doing it.
But you got to figure out what is he actually saying.
A course of action.
Right.
And principles.
And he's running on his agenda.
And he's making it work.
And he's making it work.
And that come from what? Action. And that come from allies. And that come from...
that's what all of us got to do.
Now, listen what we need to do. First of all, we got to recognize that who we are, and don't be afraid to say, I'm a black man that exists with other nationalities, and God created all of us, and America was built on imperfect. And we need to assimilate into this society and trying to get money, the green dollar, this and that. That's somebody else's dream. That ain't what God prophesied.
Until we learn to stop being stigmatized as a black man, to being stigmatized, and people stigmatize us according to our hair, according to our dress code. And a person once said, whatever you answer to is what you're saying is what you are.
But watch this. You can look at it now if you go by stigma. Then you got whites, black, all kinds of people, tattoos, everything. It's not so much what stigma you wear, it's what you display through your actions to determine who you are.
That's what I meant when I said that.
When I say we don't complain enough. Complaining is good, but we need to take action in our complaint. Let's do something about the injustice that God had put among us. God sent king among us that adapted another attitude or concept from Africa, another part of the world, that we could have a nonviolent position and make it work. Over in America, where he's seen that these people over here, the power that be, said we not catering to that type of dream, and that dream failed. But the dream go on in certain parts of it, the parades and the white and blacks interacting. That's a part of making certain reality.
The producers
But that's a dream that they want you to be involved in.
With. That's only.
Rather than a dream to develop.
Bigger dream.
The producers said,
you don't just want a part of the pie.
No.
I want the whole pie if I can get it.
The producers say we got to end this thing, but I just want to end by saying that I don't care if Trump president, who will be president. I don't care who it is. I'm gonna try the best of my God ability, live the best I can.
We don't have no choice.
And don't care that I'm gonna do the same thing Trump done. To do whatever it is necessary, whatever means necessary, to do what I can to get what I want. That's what he doing. Viewing area or the listening area. Everybody out there, everybody listening, listen to me real good. God give you the same ability that Trump got. Him and his supporter trying to get what they want. You live to try to get what you want. God give you the same ability. And if you believe in God, believe in yourself, you can get what you want to the same way you want. Same way you do.
Yeah. You gotta have.
And we got to end by saying that, y'all. We got to end this show. We're going to pick it up next week, part 2. We love y'all. We love y'all. We love you. We love you. Love you. But remember, it's no such thing as being half dead. If you dead, you're dead. We'll see y'all next week.
We love y'all.
Love you.